Good evening, everyone. It's Monday, February 10th. I'm a little early because we have a request to show our house this evening. So I'm a little distracted, just thinking of the things to do to get the house ready. We're mostly ready, and I trust the guides anyway. So, but I did want to get a jump on the show this evening. So, if you're new to joining me, my name is Betsey Grady. I'm an Akashic Records consultant. Hi, Leslie. Thanks for joining. Um, and each week I read the Akashic Prayer and I open the records of the collective. I ask a message for the guides, bring that through first, and then I will jump to some questions that were emailed to me. And because we have a house showing tonight, I may not get to all the questions that come in while we're on the show this evening. But rest assured, we will get to them at some point, whether it's next week or the week after. So I am going to read the Akashic Prayer. If it feels good to you, close your eyes and relax. Let yourself be open. Notice if any little thought or nudge. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Trudy. Well, I want to call you Trudy Lynn. T. Lynn. Sorry. Thanks again for joining. Okay. I ask God if He will have a shield of love and truth around you permanently, so only God's love and truth will exist between you and me. I allow the masters, teachers, and loved ones of you to channel through me out of whatever realm to say whatever they wish. I ask the permission of the Lords of the Akashic Records so I'm able to look into the records of you and remove whatever information I'm allowed. Okay. Okay, here. So I always do my little centering, before we have this show or before I do a session, always connecting with my guides. And as I was typing up the stuff to go live on YouTube, I heard them talk about the Super Bowl and booing, and I was like, okay, that's all I got. So they want to speak about that. It was such a big event yesterday. I don't know if y'all are Super Bowl fans or not. It was exciting, and it was just the guides are saying another opportunity for people to make things political. And that is the nature of things right now. The guides are saying that the country is really just feeling fraught and lit up, and all of society is just really, last night at the Super Bowl, demonstrated the polarity that's going on. And the guides are saying, some reports Taylor Swift was booed, some reports Trump was booed. And the nature of booing, it's like, oh my gosh, what they're saying is how little people, for lack of a better word, police themselves, are aware of themselves. And the guides are saying it really points to a very reactive society, a very reactive mindset. And when we see people in that reactive state, they're often in their ego, and again, coming from that place of fear. And whatever side you're on, when you're being reactive, you've moved away from your wise adult self. And this is the point they want to make, and they want us to really look at. Thanks again for joining. Okay, so they want us to really be aware as there is a relationship therapist named Terry Real. I don't know if y'all have heard of him, but he wrote a book called Us. He's written several books, but his work is really wonderful with relationships, and he's got a high success rate of keeping couples together. And he trains therapists now, all in his style of working with couples. But one of the things that he teaches is there's 4 quadrants that people react from. And let's see here. So one, there's at the top of the scale is grandiosity, and at the bottom of the scale is shame. And so, like, if you're in the center, you're in your healthy, wise adult self. And out of the four reactions, you can be what they call walled off and one up, which is almost like you're just being indifferent, you're feeling entitled, there's a little bit of passive aggression, and you're implying to the person in relationship that you're not worthy. If you are walled off and one down, in that lower part of the quadrant, there's just resignation, withdrawal, and depression. And that's how you're reacting to whatever's going on, whatever conflict has presented. Now, on the other side, there's boundaryless and one up. And so remember, that's on that scale of grandiosity. And somebody there is being very controlling, very angry. And then on the lower part of that quadrant, next to shame, but on that boundaryless side, boundaryless and one down is what it's called, is desperation and manipulation. And so it's really knowing when you're having a reaction to conflict, where do you go? And when you do that, what you do is you step out of your wise adult self and you go back to some wounded part of you that hasn't healed from childhood. And it's really fascinating work and is so helpful to understand. You can apply it to anything you're reacting to, but this is mostly around conflict. But what the guides are saying is even just looking at the number of people that were at the Super Bowl last night, the number of people that watched it, the number of people that are commenting on social media sites, it's so obvious how reactive people are right now. And what the guides would really stress upon you and anyone listening is stay in your wise adult self and watch your reactions to things and have compassion for others that are reacting. You know, back when the election results first came out, there was just so many feelings. And one of the things the guide said was to stay in your place of calm, stay in your place of wisdom, and to be mindful if you go into that fear space. And they're saying, and be mindful even if you get to that angry place, because when you do, you step outside of yourself. You step outside of that wise, soulful, centered person that who you are at your core. And the quickest way to resolve conflict is coming from that place. If you're in any of those other quadrants, it just feeds the conflict and healing just can't happen. And so the guides want to give you that as a tool to be aware of. And again, if you need to look it up, you can look it up on, if you go, it's the relationship grid. Hang on here. terryreal.com. I highly recommend looking at his work. But it's more about learning yourself and how you're reacting. And then when you see other people reacting, you kind of know where they're coming from. And you can have a little bit more compassion for someone who's in one of those spaces. So remember, in all things is an opportunity for growth and an opportunity for change, an opportunity to reach for that next highest version of yourself. And they are saying they are so thankful that you guys are here and wanting this information and wanting to be, change agents yourself, because the way to create this change that you want to see is to demonstrate. Was it the Buddha who said, you have to become what you want to see, or you have to be what you want to see in the world? And that's so true. And so they want to say, thank you to you for being mindful. Thank you to you for holding that higher place of compassion and still trusting in this process that we are in the midst of change. Change is happening. And if we want to accelerate the change, it is to stay in your wise adult self. And your wise adult self is the part of you that's going to make the decisions and the choices that are for your highest and best, and thus the highest and best for everyone around you. And obviously that reverberates out. So that wise adult you may be the one that decides to write the letters, to people in Congress. It might be the part of you that decides to organize, a prayer gathering, to facilitate something. But just remember, keep coming from that place. And that place within you is so powerful. And by being in that place, you can encourage and inspire others to also be in that place. So I love that. I love that. What a wonderful tool for us to remember as we go forward in these uncertain times. Okay, so let me pull up my questions here. Hang on. Hang on one second. So for those of you that did not catch me at the very beginning, y'all probably know, I think I've said this, but we are selling our house. We have it for sale to move to another side, to the west side of Atlanta, be closer to the Alabama border. And we had a showing request for this evening. So I might not get to all of our questions tonight, but we will get to them at some point, whether it's next week or the week after. Okay. Again, thank you all for joining. Okay. Let me just see real quick if the guides had anything else they would share. Not right now. They said that's enough for right now. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hop to questions. And remember, I always start with my emails first because I keep them in one area and it's just easy to pop through them. All right, here's one. This must be from Hawaii. It says, Aloha. Will our land sell anytime in the next 6 months? If not, then when? Thank you for your generosity. Well, sweet. Okay, let's see here. Hang on here. For some reason, I am hearing to tell you in the next 18 months. Now, I will tell you this. This is me talking, not the guides talking. I have seen the guides put things out there like that because they really just want you to surrender thinking about it. And it's kind of like, once we release our attachment to an outcome, things just kind of happen fast. Now, they are telling me 18 months, within the next 18 months. So in your mind, if you can make peace and accept it's just going to be, another year and a half, that could be them saying that to accelerate it. I'm not sure. I have seen that happen. I have actually quite a few times. So I would say plan on 18 months and just let it go with that. It does feel like there's a real plan for the land, and the right person has not shown up yet. And I'm not sure if the right person is even available, accessible, or even looking at this time, but there is a match for it. It's just there's some other things have to fall into place, they're saying. Okay. Okay. Here's one. It has been so lovely to find your channel. I'm wondering what the names of my guides are and do they have any advice or inspiration for me? Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm so glad you wrote in and thank you for enjoying the channel. All right, let's see here. So one name that I'm hearing is Nala, Nala. Hang on one second. All right, and then, wait a minute. All right, sometimes the strangest names come through. I don't know what Nala means, but I would look it up. See what spiritual meaning it might bring, but that's, Luca is the other one I'm hearing, Luca. Again, I never know what's going to come through with names. Do they have any advice or inspiration for you? Okay. They are, let's see here. They are telling me they would guide you to work on your throat chakra. And they said there's something you must express or communicate. Not must, but they would encourage you to. So I'm not sure if that's something that is written out, with word. Is it spoken word, or is it like writing a song or a poem? But there's something there for you to express. They just keep telling me that you are, they said you are a melody, and you make the world a beautiful place. Hang on one second here. It's almost you bring music. Your vibration is one of music, they said. It's very pleasant to be around, and so be mindful of that. It's that you think of your vibration. We think in terms of our vibrations, our auras, and I've never had anybody say your vibration is one of music, and that's what people are responding to. And so be mindful of the music you're playing, but there is something for you to express. Okay. Okay, let's see here. And again, I'm going to go through my emails quick, and then I'm going to have to leave early tonight just because we have that house showing. Again, I'm just saying that for those of you just joining. Okay. All right. I just want to let my stepfather who passed away know that I love him, and I'm grateful for his taking me on when he truly didn't need to. And I'm sorry I didn't come around as much. Okay. Okay. Well, I hear your sorrow in that statement. So, your stepfather wants you to know that he's really your father and may not have played that biological role in this lifetime, but played that role nonetheless and was very happy to do so. It was part of his plan. And it was not a hardship on him. And he is telling me to tell you that your thinking it was a hardship on him is more a reflection of you not feeling worthy. And he wants you to know you're very worthy. You're worthy of his love and everybody else's love. And he said if you could see yourself as bright as he sees you, you would have a very different walk here on the planet. And he hopes that you see yourself as that bright, shining star because that's how he sees you. He also wants you to know that you can see him like a bright, shining star. And he keeps showing me a shooting star that he is. That's one of the ways he comes to you. It feels a little magical in that. But he's also showing just stars, the symbol of a star. And I would say like the five-pointed star, that typical, the little star stickers teachers used to give out. It's kind of like those stars. When you see them, he said, just know that he's around. But he loves you very much. And he said everything happened exactly like it was supposed to. And one of the things that he hopes you understand in the regret you have for not coming around as often, know that that really just fosters you in being more present in other relationships that you have. And so use that as a gift and know there's no hurt on his part. He said that's a gift you're taking forward with you, and he's happy that he could participate in that, if that makes sense. There's a lot of love there, and he said thank you for thinking of him. Oh, so sweet. He's got really great energy, really great. Okay. Okay. All right, let me see here. Okay. About a year or so ago, I remember a snippet of a dream right before waking up. It was like I was talking to my counsel or spirit guide, and I guess we were discussing money. The only part I remember upon awakening is being told something about 1 million, and I turned around to walk away. Then my human brain kicked in and I thought about taxes. So I turned back around and I said 1.1 million. And I woke up. Because I thought of taxes and wanting to get as much of the 1 million as I could, I do think the subject was about money. I have not received 1.1 million, but I really don't play the lottery that much. Is there any significance or foretelling of a windfall of money associated with that dream? I still remember that snippet very clearly to this day. Ooh, that's really interesting, huh? I love dreams. I do. And the ones that stick with us. Oh, okay. So let's see what your guides would say. So I'm just looking one here. Okay. Let me see here. I'm at first asking your guides, is this dream about money? And they said yes. Mhm. They also said what they like about the dream, and they like that you turned around. It's like you kind of took control of the dream and you really stood in your power there, and you let them know that 1.1 million. So couple of things here that they're saying is you acknowledge that you appreciate the abundance and you're willing and worth it to ask for even more. And they said that they would have you understand that you understand we're in an unlimited universe and that what you wish for is available. And so it's funny, there's an interesting thing about taxes being a part of that dream. And what they're saying is it reflects a little bit of conflict. And so, like, I hope this is going to make sense, from the 1 million to the 1.1 million to the paying taxes to the just receiving the money. So, there's an acknowledgement of, how do I say this? Paying the taxes, having a duty and a responsibility. So, hang on here. They are inviting you. 1.1. I'm seeing if there's something else to the 1.1. They're inviting you to explore your relationship with money and understand money vibrations just go through the generations, ancestors, and a lot of us are still working things from our grandparents and their parents and grandparents. And so they said to look at that one thing. 1.1, 1.1. Let me see here. Hang on. Is there money coming in the form of a windfall? I'm not hearing that, not yet. Is that money available to you to attract? I'm hearing yes. So one of the things that they would say is, hang on here. They said money is the energy of joy. And they said, and that is true, sincere joy. They carry the same vibrations. And they would have you look at your joy and where are you really feeling full in your life? You know, there really is truth to have an appreciation um, for abundance, and abundance that you may see in others, and abundance that you see around you. They said that what you focus on again expands, and so when you appreciate what has already accumulated for others, it's much easier to come to you. And that has to be a real joyful appreciation because you know on some level it's there for you too. I'm hearing it's coming. Does not feel like in the form of a windfall though. Could there be an influx here and a thing here, like several different bumps, I guess is a good way to put it? Yes. Let me see if there's anything else. Dreams, also just important to know, always come to tell us something we don't know in our conscious life. And so it'd be really neat to see what was going on for you in that time in your life, because the dream feels very hopeful and very reassuring. And the fact that you still remember it, it just feels like you're meant to feel reassured in that way. That you are being provided for, and more than you might even imagine. So hopefully that was helpful. Okay, hang on here. Okay. All right, here's my question. Should I plan to go through life just by stepping unknowingly in the future one day at a time, or should I be planning out a plan for an undetermined future? My husband would like to move south again in 5 years, and I'm afraid to move away from my kids and grandkids. I'll be 77 in 5 years, and I'm fearful that I lose the comfort that I get when I'm around my family. Understand. Okay. So it's clear that you want to stay because of fear. You're afraid of what might happen, 5 years from now, or what place you'll be in. So one thing that I am hearing though is really look at what you love, and you love the comfort of your family around. You also love the flexibility of travel, and so what I'm hearing is for you, your guides would encourage you to stay where you are and to stay around your friends and family. They would. That y'all can see my little Nola kitty up there. She's now my senior kitty. Um, but they are saying that they would have you stay where you are around your family, and that feels like better to your heart, and it just feels clear. It really does. And as far as going south, they're saying just travel, and make agreements with your husband to just go more often. Maybe you do find a place there where you go for a few months, be that proverbial snowbird, and enjoy that lifestyle. And I'm hearing that it's very possible to downsize in location where you are to have both places. So, will you do that in the next year or so? Looks like you could, again, within 18 months. I don't know what's going on with 18 months tonight, but that is guidance for you in that as well. So, but it really looks like when you hear even these words coming through, in this format, to stay close to your family, stay there. Um, there's just a softening. There's a release. So you need to honor that. Remember, how our body responds is a huge indicator of what really is in our best interest. Okay. Okay. All right. Once again, I'm seeking guidance from my guides. I'm not sure what my next step is. I'm taking it one day at a time, but I'm not sure what I should concentrate on now. Um, okay. Let's see here. Now, this person recently lost her life partner of many, many years. Um, of course, they children, grandchildren, yet it was really the two of them very solidly together. So, understanding that question, like, what do you do now? Let's see what the guides would say. The guides are saying don't put that pressure on yourself. They said to let go of that you have to do anything, and just be where you are, and take your time through this process. And for you it is that one day at a time. Each day is probably going to be a little different, and it's perfectly fine. One of the reasons you have to remember that we are here, and we've talked about this before in the show, is that we are here to feel all of these emotions, all of them, the whole range of them. And it's not healthy to rush through them or to deny them, because they sit in there, and they will find their way out. And so they would encourage you to just be easy about this time, not feel like you have to do anything, and take it one day at a time, and follow your inspiration each day. What do you feel like doing? And that's perfectly fine. So, really, you haven't even been through a whole year, of being without your husband, and you got a lot of firsts to go through still. And like the first Valentine's without him, the first St. Patrick's Day or birthday, whatever is coming up for you. But they're just saying, so just be easy about it for now, and maybe just put a little note to ask that question when it's been a year. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Okay. Oh, here's one. I'm kind of curious to know this too. Okay, I'd like to know if the truth about aliens and UFOs will officially be disclosed to the general public within the next 4 years. Is there a chance that Trump will make a statement about alien disclosure? Okay. All right. Well, the guys are saying there's a 75% chance that he will. And give me 1 second here. Let's see here. I'm not seeing anything around that in particular. I'm hearing a 75% chance. Hang on. More and so what I'm hearing, it feels like just something in his back pocket if he feels like he needs it. I'm not sure to pacify the public, to distract the public, or something like that. It looks like that he might pull that card, but right now I would say 75% chance that there will be disclosure. And I'm not even going to say full disclosure, but interesting. Hang on here. I am hearing to say there is real interest in it. There is real interest in exploring more of space, more of life out there. It is getting harder and harder to deny and cover up. Yet the government is not quite ready to be 100% behind that. And one thing that I'm hearing is that they are afraid of fear that it will create. Wow. I don't know if y'all have seen, I just watched, I'm going to pull it up. A friend of mine sent it to me. Let me see. And it was on YouTube. The Sean Ryan Show, Chris Bledsoe. I don't know if y'all have heard of that. Chris Bledsoe, just look it up if you want to. It was fascinating. It's a long interview, but it's a really incredible story, and certainly very sincere about his experience with UFOs. But really, well, let me see here. I'm just seeing what else the guides would say, so give me 1 second here. And many of us already know that there is life out there besides here on Earth. And many of us know that these are highly intelligent and extremely evolved beings. And they are always coming from a place of love, joy, healing, help. They are very sincere in wanting to assist us on the planet. And so if that is something you're open to receive, just acknowledge it, and you may have your own experience. Yet one thing the guides would reassure, it is always helpful, always hopeful. So, and there's nothing to fear. It almost feels like a little bit of magic there too, to have an experience. So thank you for asking that. It'd be really neat to hear from any of you if you've had any experiences yourself. So I know, when I moved to the Gulf Coast of Alabama, I did not realize it is a hot spot for sightings, and so I was all excited, and I ended up living in this beautiful place right on Mobile Bay that goes out into the Gulf. And we would lay out there at night because it was so dark. We would just go lay out on the pier and watch just shooting stars. I mean, all kinds of things. But we saw um, certainly stars that would just appear really bright and just be bright like you didn't see it every night, and it would just move, jack like that, like these fast movements, and then it would disappear. It was crazy, and I saw that numerous times, which I just love. I love all of this stuff, and I love being open to what we can learn from these highly intelligent beings. Okay, let me ask. And if you've ever had dreams about them, oh, those too can be really special. Now, if you have a scary dream about them, then you want to look at that and think, is there an alien part of myself that I'm resisting? A part of me that's foreign to me that I'm afraid of? But if you have one that's not scary, you could even look at that as a visit. So, okay, here's one. All right. So I did a reading for a woman. She happens to live in Texas, and I'm only telling you this just for the geography of it. And in the reading, I told her she was going to meet a gentleman from Fairhope, Alabama. No idea why that came in. So here's her message. I did meet a gentleman from Fairhope, which is what you saw in my reading. However, it did not work out. He went back to an ex. She said, I met a new person whose name is Henry, and I was wondering if that was going to go the distance. Thank you so much. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Well, I'm hearing that Henry is lovely, and again, to be open to this relationship. It feels a little different, and I'm hearing that's on purpose too. Um, mhm. So they would, the guides would guide you to stay in the present moment in this relationship and see if you can let go of wondering where it's going to go, of what the outcome of it may be, um, and just enjoy what each moment of it is allowing you to experience, allowing you to express. Here. But it feels like this is a lovely person. It feels like it's a different kind of relationship. It may not be unfolding like typical relationships, and I'm hearing that's okay. Um, if this person is a little different or it's taken a little more time, but uh, I'm just hearing it's not traditional. I don't know how else to say that. And yet it doesn't feel bad. So it just feels different, and different sometimes is really good. So I'm seeing little hearts around it. So I would feel confident about that. You know, um, let yourself feel that kind of love or those feelings of just meeting someone new, being, getting to know someone new and learning what they're all about. Um, so it feels like a positive time. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. All right, you guys. Thanks for being patient. Okay, real quick. Julie, the relationship site, that is called Terry Real, TerryReal. And if you just Google Terry Real in the relationship grid, you'll find it. It's just, I love his work. Okay, let's see. All right, here's one. My son is a newly hired federal worker in Austin. He got the dreaded email but refuses to resign. Can you see anything? Whew, that's so tough, huh? Okay. Oh, and I skipped all the ones ahead here. Hang on here. All right, so let me see. Yeah, I'm hearing to hold out, not to resign. Um, and that there is more to come there. Um, So it feels all that uncertainty, gosh, and I can imagine how concerned you are for him and how he is. But I'm hearing to hold out, to that he's doing the right thing, to not resign until there's more clarity around everything. But it just still feels too foggy for him to make that decision and trust, if that makes sense, and feel good about it. So I'm hearing more will be revealed, more will come, but to stay put. So, gosh, okay, let's see here. All right, let's see. Mimi Nee, would you tell me about 2025 for me? Thank you. Wow, let's see. Is there anything in particular you're looking at, Mimi Nee, for 2025 that you want to know about? Let me know. Okay. I've been struggling with my health lately, working with doctors now, but wondering if the guides have any messages for me. Okay. So, anytime there is an illness, the guides are always going to look at the body part, the body area, and see what the emotional relationship is and what that greater meaning is. Because remember, everything exists energetically before it becomes manifested into our physical experience. And so when we have a physical condition, it's because it's been there a while energetically, and it's been there long enough to actually manifest into something. And then, other times we get health conditions as wake up calls for us to make a life change somewhere, where we might not be living in our truth or really uh, living from our heart space. So anytime there's that kind of situation, the guides are going to always direct you to look there first. So that is where you find the root cause of what's going on, and that's where the healing really begins. And sometimes it just is as a understanding of why this manifested or how this manifested, what the root issue was. They are telling me that you're lined up with the right doctors, and they would also have you do some digging around the metaphysical cause, or the metaphysical relationship to what you have going on. And they said you would find that very helpful and it would make sense to you. And then combining that together just can really accelerate your healing. So they appreciate you seeking guidance around that. And they're eager to lead you to the answers you need, they said. So, there are books out there. Does Your Body Lie? There's the Body Code or Emotion Code. There's Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. That's what got her started and famous. Let me see here. Okay. All right. Here's one. I feel for a religion or spiritual system to anchor my life on. What advice do my guides have on the direction or path for me to take to become more of my higher self? Okay. So it feels like you are asking that question, if I understand, as a way to be part of a community with others of like minds. Our relationship with the divine can be very personal, and they appreciate that you already have that established and yet are seeking a little bit more in your personal experience to participate in. So it's kind of like they're telling me, as much as you would go, if you had to wear an outfit to an event, you might go shopping for this outfit. They would encourage you to do the same with different religious communities, groups, or churches, and see what really resonates with you. Because really, you're looking for a feeling and a vibe to kind of share in. And they said, so they're just saying, go try it on. And just trust where you're being led, like what pops in your mind first to go to. So they're not telling me one in particular for you to go seek out. They would like for you to go through the process of experiencing different ones before you choose the one that feels best to you and looks like will fit well with you, if that makes sense. We could do that in all kinds of things, couldn't we? Okay. Thank you so much for wishing my house sell with ease and grace. I appreciate that. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. May I ask a message for my stepsister Tammy, close in age, but her stepfather abandoned her young and never allowed us to meet. Hope she can see my regret and how he truly was. Let's see. I'm not sure I understand that. You two were stepsisters, but you didn't get to meet until later? You might have to tell me a little bit more too. Hang on here. Gosh, when I see stories like this, there's a parent abandons us, whether it's through, they pass on, they transition, or they, just leave, choose another life. Abandonment is often a theme that people are working. A soul wants to understand, and I know that sounds crazy, but we do. We pick these things our soul wants to understand in a lifetime, and especially when things happen to us as children, those things are written in. Like as children, we know what we're coming into. Of course, we forget it when we're here. Yet, especially things that happen in childhood like that is like part of that design that we design for ourselves. So here, the guides would really ask you to step back and look at it from that higher perspective, that for some reason my soul created this situation for me to come into and to work with this theme of being abandoned. And how do I live as an adult with letting go of that fear or that feeling or that theme? Realize that was part of your journey and you weren't supposed to meet sooner, and understand from that higher perspective. They said to appreciate what is now, obviously. Let me see if there's anything else you can share. Mother had visitation as a toddler, terrified her, but I feel it was a guide. Let me see. Oh, you know what? That's so funny. I had visitations too as a child. So I get it. I totally get it. And guides do come in, especially when we're little. We are wide open. And I know a lot of times I hear of children being scared. And of course, it's natural to be scared of things you can't explain and things just popping in like that. Yet as adults, if we could really encourage children to look at things as, guardian angels or just spirit guides coming in to help us. And sometimes they show up in scary ways or scary faces because they really want to get our attention and they want us to remember. And so sometimes it's that shock value. And so as adults, if we come across children that are having those experiences, we could really help shape that into a pleasant experience for them, or something to not be afraid of. All right, let me see here. Let me see what time it is, you guys. I'm looking here. Okay, my daughter in Ohio has been offered a job in Florida. Her husband is not interested in moving due to family and friends. Will she make the move, and will he support a move too? Okay. Wow. Okay. So I'm hearing for your daughter that this is a real gift and a real opportunity. And mm, what a tough decision to make. Yet it feels important for her to do so. And I would say this on multiple levels. Um, I feel like they're real gifts to be coming her way if she does take this. She's a little reluctant to do so, but her heart hurts in making that decision. And it feels like if she doesn't take the job, she's going to have a lot of regret and resentment. Um, and it feels like if she does take the job, she's not going to have the same regret and resentment. She might have some worries and fears around what's going to happen. Yet that's so much better than the regret and resentment, because that's just going to foster um, ill feelings in the relationship. So, um, just feels like too she's meant to kind of lead the way and take that leap of faith and jump onto this different kind of platform. And I feel like if he does too, there are going to be real blessings in it for him. um, but it also feels like he might have to learn the hard way, if that makes sense. So I'm seeing good things for her in this. And all right, let me see if I could say, I would say she's still, though, at about maybe 60%. So she's not real clear on her decision. I feel like she really wants to, but she's still not 100% she's going to do it. So um, I would say we could all say a quick little prayer that she reaches for the next best, highest, version of herself, and has the courage and faith and strength to do what's in her heart. So, wow. Okay, you guys. Oh. Oh, okay. He became. Y'all. I'm reading the questions in here. Okay. If a principalship position opens, should I apply for it? Okay. Let's see here. I'm hearing yes. Okay. Uh, uh, let's see here. All right, you guys. Oh, okay. The question about the stepsister. She was an only child. I see. So she didn't get to grow up with a big family. Oh, yeah. That's something on the soul's journey. Um, that would be something that's written into her kind of soul's plan. Oh, wow. You can rest assured that they are making new plans for the next incarnation, and that happens a lot too in sessions. I'll have, I had a girl who both of her parents had passed, and she was an only child, and they were already designing the next life, telling her what they were all going to be doing, and hope she would go along with it. I mean, it's just so funny. Spirits and beings and all of us, just so funny. If we could have a sense of humor about things, huh? Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining in. The timing today is perfect. Um, I get to go get ready to have the house shown, and I feel good about all of us today gathering and the questions. I love it. I love your energy, and just so appreciative of sharing this with you. So go ahead and send me questions for next week, and we'll take it from there. Y'all have a beautiful week. Happy Valentine's if you celebrate it. If you don't, who cares, right? It's all a choice. Um, just be kind to you, and follow your heart in all things. Okay. Bye, you guys. Thank you. Oh, I didn't draw my cards, and I don't even have them in here. Dang it. Well, let me see. In my newsletter today, I drew cards for the newsletter, and they were openness and surrender. And you know what? Those are great cards, because it's like we have to surrender to be open, don't we? It's like when we let go of things, when we let go of an attachment to something, or an idea about something, or a need for something to be a certain way, it's in that surrender that we can be open to receive, what is really meant for us, what the guides want to send, what the universe wants to send. So we'll just take those two words, openness and surrender. And I will see y'all next week. Okay, bye.